Welcome again to my football channel. This is Oscar Tinsi Football, where we discuss anything to do with football from Africa to the world and from the world to Africa. You can tell from the smile and the energy that I am excited about this episode because we will be discussing the African Football League, or others would say the African Super League. It's a new tournament consisting of 8 teams, and the 8 teams are representing 8 nations. There is no single nation with 2 clubs. The idea behind it is that it will not just end with 8 clubs, but it will be expanded to more clubs, probably depending on the success of this one. Well, the potential this tournament has got is that it will probably bring or channel more funds, more sponsorships to CAF as a whole. So that's the bigger picture behind it. Maybe the first step is for me to greet everyone represented in this tournament. Well, let me first go and say Salam alaikum to all my Muslim brothers and sisters who are following Ahly of Egypt, Esperance de Tunisia of Tunisia, and Wydad Casablanca of Morocco. Let me go down to East Africa and say Karibu, Habari to all my Swahili-speaking brothers and sisters who love their Tanzanian giants. Let me also go to the most populous nations of, that is Nigeria, and say how far now. I mean, there's too many languages there for me to include everyone, but if I say how far, they'll know I'm talking to them. The Enyimba, welcome to the channel. And let me go to southeast of Africa, Angola. Oi, bon dia to Petro de Luanda followers and lovers. And how can I forget the Democratic Republic of Congo, most loved club, and that is TP Mazembe. Bonjour, ça va? I'm okay, my brothers, I am okay. Last but not least, the South African Giants in Mamelodi Sundowns. Too many languages there as well. But if I say, how's it? Oi, oi, they will all understand. Well, it's a tournament consisting of 8 clubs. And how things have been set or formatted is that the top 4 clubs will have an advantage of playing their first leg away. Because they are ranked far above the other 4 clubs, which is your Simba, TP Mazembe, what's the other one? TP Mazembe, Enyimba, and well, I'm forgetting the other one. Oh, Pedro de Luanda. So that's why Sundowns, Esperance, Wydad, and Ahly are playing their first legs away. Is because they are ranked higher than the other 4. I think the most fortunate club in the quarterfinals of this fixture is probably Wydad Casablanca. I think the weakest team, no disrespect to the Enyimba, because we haven't seen them in CAF Champions League for some time, is probably Enyimba. And I think Wydad Casablanca is the luckiest. But it's a knockout competition. You never know what the Nigerian football club can bring on their day. But Wydad is a seasoned club with top quality players. We'll have to wait and see. Those are one of the fixtures. The biggest fixture probably will have to be Simba hosting the African Giants, the club of the century, Ahly. And the other fixture is Mamelodi Sundowns going to Luanda. There's some scores that needs to be settled between Sundowns and Pedro, because Pedro knocked out Sundowns when they were flying high during COVID times. In the last fixture, and probably the second biggest fixture of the 4, is TP Mazembe hosting Esperance of Tunisia. Big fixtures, and I had to do an episode on this thing because it will be an injustice if I don't report to my followers and subscribers of this channel. I love the competition. I love the potential it can bring. The major thing on obviously, other people will say it failed in Europe. Why are we taking it? The difference with Europe and Africa is that the European clubs already have money, already have multiple sponsorships. In Africa, it is different. We need money, we need sponsorship, and this model is used to attract more sponsorship to CAF. And talking about sponsorship, one sponsor and that I believe that all African nations or the tournament itself or CAF should really leverage on is the major sponsor, which is coming from Saudi Arabia. Visit Saudi Arabia Tourism have decided to be the major sponsor of this tournament, and federations, they really want votes from African federations because they want to host the 2034 World Cup. So they've come on board and say, we will sponsor this tournament. There's probably more money coming. The sponsorship for the ball is coming from Macron, and Air Rwanda have also jumped on board and said, we will also provide the necessary flights between, so that the clubs don't leave the continent to go to another African state. For example, Sundowns at times will have to leave the continent to go to Algeria or Morocco. They'll have to fly to either Paris or even fly to Dubai or Doha and then come back to Africa. But now with Air Rwanda jumping on board and saying we will sponsor, it's going to make things fly, it's going to make flying easier. If you've flown in Africa, you will know how stressful and how taxing it is. So sponsors are jumping on board. I even saw Visit Rwanda jumping on board on this one, and it's a lovely sight to see. More money in the tournament, better for the players. The idea also behind it is not to see African players leaving the continent. If there's more money in the continent, players can stay here and they can live, make sufficient money for themselves and their families without having to force themselves to Europe, Asia, America, or whatever country. So it's a great initiative. And I believe that there is some kickbacks for all the federations represented. I'm talking about South Africa, Angola, DRC, Tanzania, Tunisia, Egypt, Morocco. All the countries represented will be getting some millions from the sponsors for the development of women's football and youth football. So it is great in many ways. And if you are not in support of this, or you are probably a local hero who doesn't have a mindset to grow or to become global. Yes, there are bigger clubs than the ones who are in the top 8. I mean, Zamalek was not even mentioned. Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates. There's many clubs. Raja Casablanca is not part of young Africans in Tanzania. Also have a shout, but the system they use or the criteria they use to select the clubs, it resulted in the 8 clubs being chosen. I mean, all the regions are represented: North Africa, West Africa, East Africa, Central Africa, Southeast, and Southern. The most southern country will be South Africa, and that is Mamelodi Sundowns. But also rankings also had to come into play. How many, times have you played in the finals? I think Wydad was chosen simply because they were the finalists in the last edition of the CAF Champions League 2022. And Esperance in the last 4 or 5 finals, I think they've won 1. Wydad have won 1. The other 3 have gone to Ahly. The most fortunate one probably will be Enyimba, because there were other clubs in that region that could have been selected. ASEC Mimosa is there. I think Horoy, I don't think they've won the competition. But anyway, it is what it is. The 8 have been selected. They are there. The competition is on. And it's the potential that this tournament can bring that excites me the most. And I'm praying and hoping that more sponsors will come and this football league can grow to another level. I mean, for a winner to take home $4 million just for a month's tournament, that's almost 80 million rands. Entry, everyone is guaranteed $1 million. That's over 19 million rands for a South African club. That is a lot of money. If you combine all the competitions in South Africa, MTN 8 gives you 8 million. Nedbank gives you 7 point something million. You're already at 15 million. You have the new Black Label giving you 6.8. If you say 7 million, we're already at 22, 23 plus minus. And then you have the league, which gives you 15 million. So if you combine everything, you are in excess of about 33 million, 32 million for everything. And then Sundowns, just for being participants, they get 19 million rands in 1 month. In 1 month. How would they reject this? And I think we also need to salute all the leagues represented. I don't think it was easy. Something that Dr. Patrice Motsepe said was that federations of most countries, they don't really agree with domestic leagues, and it is something that must stop and must be corrected going forward. So I'm excited about this competition, and I'm excited for what it will bring for everyone involved in the league. And let's wait and see. We'll have to see how fixtures. I'll be obviously giving previews on all the matches, the first leg quarterfinals that will be played in this top 8 format, and then you will hear from me in every match played. Come to the channel. I'll give my 5 points picked up on all the matches. Simba, Ahly, Pedro, Sundowns, TP Mazembe, Esperance, and Enyimba hosting Wydad Casablanca. Thank you once again for staying this long in this channel. If you're seeing this face for the first time, you're coming from all the regions I've mentioned, please do hit that like button. Share it on all your socials. Share it on your WhatsApp groups, whatnot. Let's talk. Are you for the tournament? Are you against it? If you're against it, why are you against it? Don't you see the potential of the money this tournament can bring in Africa? It's also a model that is channeling sponsors to CAF Champions League, CAF Confederations Cup, and also for African Nations Cup, and for women's football as well. So let's have a bigger picture, my people. And yes, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the brother. Merci. Thank you all. Asante, Diabulela, for staying this long. Thank you so much. Peace be with you, my Muslim brothers. Salamu alaikum. Ciao.